Death by paparazzi. Death by slight annoyance. Death by Playmobil. Death by aloe vera. Death by Polaroid. Death by acoustics. Death by O.J. Simpson. Death by douche. Death by China. Death by scientific method. Death by compact disc. Death by Buffon. Death by corporate logo. Death by MP3. Death by run-on sentence. Death by bones. Death by human imagination. Death by the great mystery. Death by newborn baby. Death by forgetfulness. Death by devils. Death by death. Death by imagined future appliances. Death by disappointment. Death by ladybird. Death by fridge. Death by microwave. Death by stapler. Death by mousetrap. Death by social mortification. Death by camper van. Death by masturbation. Death by brainstorm. Death by internet. Death by upper harmonics. Death by barcode. Death by self-help. Death by magenta. Death by MySpace. Death by the butler in the living room with the lead pipe. Death by gross excess of adjectives. Death by bureaucracy. Death by extreme titillation. Death by silk screening. Death by mashed potatoes. Death by indigestion. Death by semen ingestion. Death by post-modern theater. Death by tomato. Death by jam. Death by hypotenuse. Death by Seinfeld. Death by buggery. Death by the Olympics. Death by Peter Frampton. Death by double digits. Death by global warming. Death by raspberry margaritas. Death by sexy back. Death by paper cutter. Death by a single moment. Death by biology. Death by grout. Death by grass. Death by birdsong. Death by candlelight. Death by Agatha Christie. Death by opium. Death by purple nurple. Death by biblical flood. Death by mistranslation. Death by corns and peas. Death by smoking. Death by not smoking. Death by books. Death by libraries. Death by librarians. Death by black suits. Death by open wounds. Death by coats and coat hangers. Death by art. Death by piano keys. Death by acute disregard of oral hygiene. Death by Elton John. Death by leisure. Death by brainstorm. Death by dancing yourself to death.